Hi and welcome to Inside the Brick Box community Lego news here on Wednesday nights. Yes, we're finally back to normal Wednesday night schedules after doing shows. Was it a fortnight ago now? So I had a week off, had to organise everything. I was actually stuck up the coast, so I couldn't film. So let's get into the news this week. We have on the panel of news co-hosts this week, we got Keith.
Hi, everyone.
And we got Aussie Brick Chick, aka my sister.
Hey.
So I was going to start off with some other topic, but I've changed it around because Keith's not going to be around for long. I'm going to jump straight into the new Lego kit, what was announced in the last few days. Was it Joker's Manor? Let me share up my screen. Yep, that'll do. Okay, let's see. Where are we? Going. There we go. The Joker's Manor. So this set has, so go to the 3,444 pieces. It's for 14 plus. It's along the same lines as what the Batcave, the 60s Bat Show Cave one was a few years, a year ago, Shree? I think it was.
I have no idea. I'm not the encyclopedia.
Yeah, the encyclopedia is not here tonight. It's got 10 minifigures. Wow. Also, I'll go back to the picture. It's got the new Lego coaster. Ironic.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's based on Wayne Manor.
So,
I can see people buying it just to take back to Wayne Manor.
yeah, exactly. So let me go back because I've been.
And I can see why they held back this particular
kit.
kit, because there's a major spoiler.
Oh yeah, it would have spoiled the whole movie, 100% there. And as you can see, the carriages are very unique too. It took me half the morning to figure out how they connected together. But they're just like a little a round piece and like a little C clip, so that they can make the roller coaster connections. And from the look of it, you can connect multiple ones of it, so you can make quite decent length coasters. But the question is, how good are the wheels running on the track?
Yeah.
From the look of it, I've gone through. I've looked at all the track. And it looks like they only have little straight bits down here, and the bulk of it is either curbs or these slopes. So very interesting.
Do you think that they're trying to get people to buy more than one of this set?
Ooh, I don't know, but I'm trying to predict maybe a Lego coaster set next year. Maybe there's other pieces to the track what are in production at the moment. Might be, I don't know, what will they bring out next year? Maybe it could be the follow on to the carousel. Maybe they'll do like an old school wooden coaster or something. Don't know.
What do you?
I think the parts are all there for a coaster. You've got ups and downs. You've got short and long straight ups and downs. You've got a small up and down, like one piece. And you've got straights and curves. You have everything you need for a coaster.
Yeah.
It's just looking at how they would power an up section.
Yeah.
But there's large enough gaps between the rails. You can do it.
There's enough gap down top and bottom. Similar to the was it the Kickstarter roller coaster? What just started releasing all its sets out, called the Cyclone. Similar gapping, but I think the Cyclone one's a little bit better track system than what Lego's brought out here. I think this is like Lego's trying to get into that coaster market since it's starting to get a little bit more popular. So,
the white disco figures are cool as.
Yeah.
And they are exclusive to the set too.
Of course they are.
So
I swear the end credits were the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Keith?
Yeah, that and Batman and Iron Man sucks. The way to get Siri to work.
Some good little Batman figurines there. Harley Quinn, the Joker.
Oh, and Harley gets a bat.
Yeah, finally. She should have a hammer though. Sorry, my daughter is a huge Harley Quinn fan, and she always had a hammer.
A very traditional fan from the sound of it.
Oh yes, definitely. I bought her a figure. It had to be the comic book, the cartoon series. None of this other, anything else. Nothing would do. Yeah. Oh, my daughter knows her comic books. I have bred a geek.
You've bred a geek.
She's just waiting for Squirrel. She's happy that Ms. Marvel's now in a Lego set, but she's waiting for Squirrel Girl. And Squirrel Girl. Well, what she wants is not just Squirrel Girl, because it is in the Avengers Lego game. She wants the Hulkbuster Squirrel Girl armor, which is also in the Lego Avengers game, which is cool as. I have shown it to my daughter, and she goes, I want.
Yeah. Yeah, no, looking at the box art's not too bad. My guess roughly about the same. Yeah. My guess is roughly. My guess it's roughly about the same size as the Wayne Manor set, with the Batman 60 set from the look of the dimensions of the box here. Yeah. I can't remember how many parts was in that set. I wonder if that's still listed online. Have a look. Hard to find. But let me look. Oh, there we go. So how big was this set? It's bigger than the classic TV's Batcave.
Yeah, but it had a lot of large pieces in it.
Yeah. Well, that one only had 2,526. Let me go back to. Oops. And that one was 3,444. So I put bets there's a lot of small parts in the set too. On the look of it.
I can see the small parts.
Yeah, along the top there. And then, easily in like all the sign and all that, there'll be a lot of little stuff behind you can't see.
No.
So.
Well, I'm sure that I saw an awful lot of adult fans of Lego being excited about this set, mainly for the roller coaster parts.
Yeah. I've already heard a few people are planning to modify it into a theme park ride.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting to see in the coming shows season next year what they do.
Yep.
So, how do I get back? Stop sharing. There we go. So yeah, no. Overall, it's interesting. So I'm more interested in what's going to happen with the rail section of it.
Yeah.
It seems like they should have had this out when the Friends roller coaster set came out. That would have been a better track system for what they've got with the Friends one. The Friends one, it's really hard to try and make it motorized to push the carriage up the track. Yeah.
They used up the belts from Indiana Jones's Temple of Doom. That set there, and also the parts that they used in the Alien Conquest mothership. That's where your narrow gauge track's been used. They didn't need they thought they didn't need extra parts, but they've now found that people, once they saw the Friends roller coaster, they want more.
Yeah, exactly. It's the thing about Lego. They don't predict what the future is with half their kits, and you bring out something, it becomes popular, and Lego just doesn't see it. Like other companies have already jumped on the bandwagon last year with a lot of forget what you call them. GoFundMe campaigns and all that going around trying to create Lego roller coasters. So, yeah, interesting to see what will be in the future with these Lego coaster pieces. It looks like they've designed them for the future. So,
well,
let's see what happens.
We're all hoping that they've designed it for the future and haven't just gone, let's make it for this one thing.
They have done it before.
Mm-hmm.
Plastic costs quite a lot to make molds for, so I doubt whether they would do that. I noticed that with the CMFs, they often use use the CMFs to design little figures, little parts that they'll then add to later sets and things like that.
Yeah. Sometimes they recycle them for other things, but some parts you've seen them once, you've never seen them again.
Yeah.
Biggest example is the crossover RC tracks. They produced them. It wasn't a success in the beginning because it was early RC track era. And now everyone wants the crossovers, but Lego won't reproduce them again because I guess the molds are long gone now. Or B, they just don't have the capabilities at the moment since there's a little bit slacking back in manufacturing with a little bit too much in the way overrun of kits trying to produce through the year. They don't want to go back to old technology.
Also, the crossover had a major design fault in it. It wouldn't allow two parallel tracks. It only allowed you to run one train because once you moved it from the crossover, the other side had to be going into it. So I'd say they might be looking at it and redesigning it, which is why I forget which is the 3D printers have made a much better, what's called a double slip.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was a great idea, but again, great for kids just wanting to play with one train, but if you want more than one train and you're using it for what a crossover should be, to allow a parallel track to change over, it had design function. Design problems.
Yeah. Okay, well, this will now lead into our next thing. I'm gonna start talking about the company behind the Lego movie, the Lego Bat movie, and the current Ninjago and the future Lego movie. Now, it seems like there's been a little bit of confusion in the last few months about all these new Lego movies what have come out. Staying off with the Lego Batman movie, people thought that was the sequel to the Lego movie. Now people are confusing the Ninjago movie as a Lego movie spin-off as well, but it is nowhere near related to the movie. Has the company that Australian company who's the production mob behind the film have they not produced enough to separate these films into their own entities enough without separating the characters from the original Lego movie and taking
Do you think that some of the problem is that they chucked so much IP into that very first movie?
Yeah.
It was like, we're going to have a movie, it's going to be awesome, throw everything at it, boom.
Yeah. Well, a lot of that was all pushed on by Warner Brothers and all that, trying to make the movie big, thinking, oh, it's going to be a one-off. But they didn't realize how big the movie would blow up. But they tried to produce two I wouldn't even call the Ninjago movie a spin-off, but at least the Batman movie, and it's sort of similar Batman character to what was in the movie. I think
Lego Batman. The Lego Batman character is the same as what was in the Lego movie.
Yeah, it confused
so you
everyone.
call it like an adjacent movie, maybe in a Batman universe within the Lego movie, but Ninjago movie is standalone. Would you agree, Keith?
Yeah, they're all standalone. This is what people are not thinking. Lego Ninjago is a spoof on kung fu movies.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is all of. Lego Batman was a spoof on superhero movies. The Lego movie was a totally different one, and today I read somewhere online that they've actually virtually started talking about the Lego movie 2 and what's involved with it and things like that. And it is a continuation from the original Lego movie with the younger sister coming in with her spoilers here, her Duplo. They have talked.
I know,
I know, but you know.
Yeah. And the other thing is they actually are changing the name of the movie too. Originally it was going to be some other stupid name, and now it's come out as another movie name because all their screen tests of the new name hasn't worked out.
As far as my knowledge is, it's still the Lego movie sequel.
No, it's changed. It changed, was it about May this year? Let me just hunt down the real name again. Where are we? Animation. Sorry, I'm in Animal Logics. What is the company who produces it? I'm just going to find the new name for it. If they haven't listed yet.
And I just saw a poster that had the Lego Movie 2 written on it.
Yeah. I know there's a trailer out for it.
No, it's not. No, they don't have it listed on their website yet. So I'll just go for the back door. Was it Lego Movie?
This is...
I see.
All the girls go, wow.
Is this the one that has the readjusted name? It was on the wiki.
Oh, geez, Adam. I thought you researched things.
I thought it was
All right. In the meantime, what do you think of the Ninjago movie, Keith?
Awesome! I went in without expecting it. I went, it's a kids' movie. I'm an adult. Well, I'm a over 18 grown child. And just loved it. You know, it was great. The takeoff of science. I was just waiting. Now, again, spoilers. In the open, I was just waiting for a Mogwai to turn up.
Yes.
Because,
now,
I mean, Lego has got the Mogwai.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, you're just going, Mogwai.
Like, what the heck's going on here?
Yeah, but it was great. I mean, it was... huge laugh at itself. And as I say, I like I've watched a couple of the television series, and I looked at the sets and went, nah. But I bought actually, this is the sad case, I bought 4 Lego movie Ninjago sets already.
Yeah, well, the sets make more sense after you've seen the movie.
Yeah, and I'm getting the best one though is the Manta Ray tank. That is just so
Sorry,
cool.
what was that?
The Manta Ray.
Oh, yeah.
It's only one of the few bad guy sets, vehicle sets.
I was really impressed with the movement of the mechs.
Yeah, well, I've got most of the mechs that they've done, and I know there's more mechs coming. I've seen that coming. So that's been released. The Earth Ninja mechs. Sorry, I don't know the names off the top of my head. I'm not that geeky. When it comes to when it comes to Ninjago, I'll leave it to RRB. There's 2 more mechs coming. I think it's the 2 that are missing is the ground and the no, we got the fire, we got the light, we got the lightning or ice, one of those 2. I think it's ice that we haven't got yet. Those are supposed to be coming. And yeah, but the tuk-tuk set, of course, is always good for any city person. Anyway, I have just been told by my daughter I think my
favourites were Lloyd's. I mean Lloyd's.
No, you're correct. It's Lloyd.
Lloyd.
Lloyd's Dragon and was it Nia or Nia? Nia. Nia's Water Strider. It was really awesome.
Yeah, I've got that, and I loved whoever's fire mech it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are the 3 I've got. The other one I'm going because I have to pay full retail up here. No options. So yeah, I'm looking at going. Will I complete or not? But I did weekend and buy the tuk-tuk set.
Yeah, the tuk-tuk set is definitely pretty cool.
The tuk-tuk set can be used anywhere.
Yes. It has good elements that you can use for other uses.
Yeah, we can even, Anyway, I'm out of here. I am like geography, or is it history, or one of those subjects? The non-STEM subjects, so not important ones. All right, bye.
See you. Thank you for coming. No, I had no luck finding it. I think it's on a video I was watching today.
Your references.
I'll just pass over it for now.
You're supposed to be the source of news and research and stuff.
I had it this morning and I forgot where it was.
When they announce it as something completely different, then you can go, I told you so.
I can't remember where I saw it, but yeah, no, they had to change it because of the testing on the movie name, and they actually ended up rewriting the whole movie too. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, that was one of the articles I was just reading a minute ago. So the whole of the movie had to be changed, trying to separate it a little bit further away from the actual movie format of the first one, so it was its own separate entity again. So it's not relying on the original hype.
Okay.
Of the original,
I will
Lego
just
movie.
have to believe you, but I don't think so from what I've seen in Anyway. So what did you think of the Ninjago movie, Mister? I was busy looking for things that I didn't find.
Haven't seen it yet.
Oh my God, you haven't seen it? What kind of Lego fan are you?
Wait until the school holidays are over.
Oh my God, I went into a screening on the Saturday, like a cheap ticket screening, should have had lots of people in it, and it was empty.
Yeah, well,
and that was during the day.
Sadly, my cinemas is one of the most popular cinemas in the Redlands, so it's a bit hard to have.
Well, maybe when are you
get in?
When are you coming up here next?
Weekend.
Is it this weekend? Well, then maybe you can come and see it, because there's $10 tickets for Cinebuzz members.
Jeez, that's a rip-off.
Well, that is cheap for here.
I was going to say, how much do you think I pay for a ticket?
$1 on the super duper special between 2 and 3 family ticket.
I pay $4.50.
Oh my god, that's disgusting. No wonder why the cinema is full.
That's why cinema is so popular.
Yeah, no wonder.
That's just the concessions. Children are the same. Adults are about $8, and that's their normal pricing.
Ah, okay. So my non-spoilery opinion is that you need to go into the Ninjago movie with no expectations and just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
And pay attention from the beginning, because if you do not pay attention, you'll be like, oh, this is stupid. I don't like this. Like, they tell you right in the very beginning of the movie that you need to let go of all your, everything that you think you know about being a ninja. Everything.
As usual.
So forget what you know about Ninjago, and that this is a standalone movie. It is not a part of the Ninjago canon. It has different voices. You are pre-warned. There's different voices. It is a movie. It's a movie.
Well, you gotta put in perspective. Most superhero movies were out and nowhere near what the original cartoon comic books. It's the same. It's separating itself from the TV series and creating its own entity in the movie world, because the movie world, they've got to compress a lot more information into the tiniest of places.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Benzie online.
Yeah, Benzie saying it sounds like a Cineplex. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Cineplex, Victoria Point. Best Cineplexes in Southeast Corner. A little shameless plug for the cinema.
Shameless plug, I don't know. Yeah, anyway, so it does mix a little bit of real like character actors at the beginning.
Yeah.
And at the end, but the rest of it's all animation. And the way that it introduces the story is really quite clever, I reckon.
Yeah.
So. Not saying anything more. There's a cat and it's awesome.
Oh, I've heard all the complaints online. Why couldn't the cat be Lego?
Because he's telling a story.
Oh my god. Oh. And there's so many parents go, oh, thank you for saying that. I'm not taking my kids to the movie now. And like,
that's terrible.
Yeah.
Okay. Target demographic is Lego's demographic. This is a movie for kids, but if you go in with an open mind and you don't mind watching animations, you will enjoy this. It may not be the best movie you've ever seen, but has every movie you've gone to see at the cinema been the absolute best you've ever seen? No. So don't hold a Lego movie to the same standards every time. It's ridiculous. You know, I didn't enjoy the Batman movie. I knew I wasn't going to enjoy it, so I waited till it came out on DVD. I still watched it because I'm a fan and enjoyed it for what it was, but it's not the same caliber as the Lego movie. The Lego movie was a trailblazer. The Lego movie was different. And, you know, these 3 movies are all slightly different. You'll find that the animation is different in the Batman movie, the Lego movie, and the Ninjago movie. They've all got slightly different elements that try to connect them but keep them apart slightly. So
I still can't get how people think it's still stop animation.
Yeah, it's not stop animation, and if you've followed anything to do with animal logic, you would know that.
Yeah.
Seen any of the teaser film clips that they had beforehand where they introduced the bit with Jackie Chan, and he thought that he would have to like, you know, move all the little minifigures around and do it all, but no, they had like the, what do they call that, where they have live people and then it animates?
Live action. Damn it. Can't think of the last word.
Animation? I don't know.
Animation, yes. Something like that. It records the points of movement on your body, and then
it translates that to how the
yeah.
Yeah.
Because basically when they create the well, in the case of Lego Movie, the characters, the little Lego minifigures, they design them so that they have total movement. The whole thing can be moved and modified. They can move it into different portions of the scene. And yeah, having a real life actor do the motion of the minifigure actually makes it a lot easier to animate than trying to do it cell by cell.
Imagine cell by cell. The one thing that I didn't find in the movie was my favorite character.
Oh, she probably would have been there and you just missed her.
Yeah, she obviously must have been there somewhere, and maybe my attention was. I'm going to have to watch this movie multiple times. I'm not an Ninjago fan, and
it's 100% a DVD movie you have to get in the future.
Oh yeah, definitely. But they've definitely made this movie so you don't have to be a Ninjago fan to enjoy it. So if you know nothing about the Ninjago universe, you can still enjoy this movie as a movie.
Yeah.
But it is very definitely targeted at a kids audience. There's not very many like adult jokes that I noticed. I mean, there are some. There's lots of like little they're not obvious references, but if you were to sit there and watch it more than once, you'll notice little things that are Easter egg peppered all through the movie that different people will notice different things. Yeah. So if you're not noticing the whole of and all the individual parts, you may miss some of the very good bits.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we need to stop because I'm going to start spoiling any minute now. I'm ready.
I was just getting into pushing on to the next topic.
Ready to spill the guts. No. All right. What's the next?
Okay. Wind up for the show not last weekend, the weekend before. Keep forgetting I had a week off. Brick Events Gold Coast. Yeah, no.
It was fun.
It was fun, but
the quality of the show was awesome.
I just missed the hype. I missed the hype of the last convention center show.
Yeah, I have to admit, and that moving away from the convention center was a mistake. But not something that I have any control over whatsoever.
Yeah, no.
But as far as the people there, the quality of displays that were there, I suppose you didn't come out with us when we went out on Saturday night for my birthday.
No, I needed the rest. I needed the rest.
All right, not everyone did. So, but those that did, we had fun. We had a relatively early night too because we didn't have a long time after the end of the show doing activities or anything like that at the venue. So, we went and got changed and whatnot and went out and, we had a good time. And then, it made the way that I felt about everything a lot better the next day because I'd had a positive experience. Not that there weren't positive experiences on Saturday. It was just the venue being half the size. It seemed so crammed in. It needed to be spread out just a little bit further and having to do things like bumping upstairs, cutting all the...
I didn't have any problem bumping upstairs.
I'm not saying it was a problem. I'm not saying it was a problem. I'm just saying that it felt like, I don't know, it didn't feel like we were special.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it didn't feel proper.
Yeah.
Coming in through like front doors.
Yeah.
Like even in the smallest rural places we've been to, we've been able to bump in without, having to go upstairs. Even Lismore.
Lismore was up a lift, but most of the other rural ones there was really no stairs whatsoever.
Oh, Benzie's got a question. Was Unikitty in the movie? No. No.
Oh, that was the other complaining I saw online.
But the N Pop girl must have been, otherwise I would have made a minifigure of her. I just obviously need to go and watch the movie again.
What the hell? Sorry.
But yeah, I think getting back to that was probably the other reason why I enjoyed the Ninjago movie slightly less than the Lego movie, because no Unikitty. I love Unikitty. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, it was a good weekend. I probably didn't get as much content filmed as I would have liked. And,
I didn't see much all weekend either.
No, well, it was kind of weird how the layout was, because they had these, the graffiti walls were a visual block to the corner, where mum and dad and all that were. Yeah. So I couldn't make visual contact with my husband. So that sort of made me feel separate the whole weekend.
Only thing I didn't like when you went around is I had to answer all the questions for all 3 displays.
Oh,
had the VIP come around.
Oh, poor
I had the cutest little boy come around, and he was very quiet. He walked up and he said, he's going, "Oh, do you like this? Do you like that? Oh, this, oh, that." And like, I go, "Oh God, I don't know the answers." But some of the kids there, they had a blast on that VIP show.
Oh yeah. The VIP was definitely good.
And surprisingly, they were all good. Very good kids. I'm surprised. Even the ones that were bouncing off the walls when I was over near the
very respectful.
They were good.
Yeah.
They were good.
And for anyone who doesn't know what the VIP tours were like, the VIP people were allowed to go the other side of the bollards. So you got to get up really close. You could walk all around the displays and see it from angles that you probably wouldn't see otherwise. So it was a special kind of experience.
Well, they could look that close. That close. That close.
You're a blur. You're a blur.
That's what I meant. That close.
Yes. So, the only other way to get that kind of experience is be a volunteer or actually exhibit yourself. So, but I hung out a bit with Bailey at the group display, the GARC, the Galactic Asteroid Rally Circuit, and that came out awesome. In fact, I brought that one home. So whenever we do whatever show comes next, I've got all the bits of Bailey.
I was googling I'll rephrase it. I was drooling over Bailey's Lego kits he had.
Ogling. What were you ogling?
You know, the old-fashioned Lego brick kits he had on his display. Oh, I just love the box art. Wow.
Yeah.
See it real close up, and how nice and clean the boxes look too.
He has a very, very awesome collection of stuff.
And every time I love looking at the wooden toys. I love looking at the Lego wooden toys. Thinking back to their history of starting off as actually a carpenter. So
did you realize that the little wooden blocks he has have rattles, like they make noises?
Yeah, I knew that from one Gold Coast ago. He showed me it. Minus I showed him halfway through the show that the number 18, his block set, was not in the right position.
Oh, so
it was on its side.
No,
I didn't do it. No, I saw it. Okay, Bailey, did you see that your number 18 block was on its side? I'm sure that was all straight on Friday when he set it all up.
That was one of the things that I disliked, was the fact they had a function going on in the other half of the venue.
Yeah.
And the whole time we were setting up stuff, we're walking in and around and Googling and, goggling and ogling and looking at all the displays for free.
Yeah.
Didn't see none of them come back and pay.
Yeah. But yeah,
Never mind. Mind.
Look, he's in the chat.
Still don't know who did it. Oh, Bailey.
Well, 100%, it wasn't me. I was the one who actually found it. I thought that was weird that it was on its side. I know how Bailey is. He loves everything perfect.
Right, yes.
Yes.
Everything's just right. I like that about him. But, yes. Sometimes I'm a bit, after that one show where the cleaners apparently played with everything and messed.
That was first Sunshine Coast.
And that Sunshine Coast. Yeah, ever since then, I'm just so paranoid about things going missing. Not so much from my display, but from hubby's display, because that Minecraft stuff took him years.
And mums as well.
Oh yeah, and mums with her Western. A lot of that is really difficult to replace now.
She's lost a lot of things. A lot of things have gone off it.
Yeah, what, pigs,
soldiers,
Indian, cavalry. Has she lost any horses?
No. Misplaced bears.
Yeah, there's a baby bear missing from last show. Yeah, it's one of those things where you don't know when things have happened, whether they've happened when you weren't looking or whether they happened overnight. Somebody was in there that shouldn't have been.
I think the best security show we've been to is Mackay. That Mackay show was, I think, the best one we had, because we had total control over the inside, and we had the military overnight outside. So really, no one could have got into the hall either way.
Getting in there without being noticed.
Minus the military didn't understand that we had control of the lights.
Oh.
They were hoping the lights would be left on, but Ken was told to turn them off at night, and I think they didn't realise that the military wanted the ones outside on. So,
well.
Yeah. Did you know after we left that was turned into a repair shop for the military?
Yeah, I know they were keen for us to be leaving. When are we leaving? When are you leaving? When are you leaving?
Well, our bump out time was it 8:30 to 9?
Yeah, and we were out.
We had to be out, and we were well out before. Ken had to walk around and show the guys how to do all the lights and everything before we left.
Yeah,
and the military were real good. Minus one Navy SEAL, I think it was. I think he was a SEAL from the US military. Walked in. I going, what the hell are you doing? Walked in. I think he was trying to find the toilets.
Oh.
And he saw the disabled toilets and went straight for him.
No, public toilets outside.
Yeah, but it was very dark outside at the time.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. So naturally, like a moth to a light, they were attracted.
Yeah.
So
I do remember, was it Toowoomba? We had one guy who rocked up really late. He was upset that he couldn't buy a ticket, and the guys at the front counter like, look, you've literally got like 15 minutes, mate. Go have a look for free.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. It gets that way.
So, question is, do you think there'll be a Gold Coast show next year?
Not really.
Not really.
I
guess we'll have to wait and see.
Even if you were looking at moving back to the convention center, it's too late to plan it. Venues like that, you need at least a 2-year lead into going back to that venue. That's half the problem.
Oh, either that or you just need really, really flexibility with your dates. If you're flexible with your dates, you're fine.
Oh, actually, talking about dates next year, I was looking up. I was looking at some dates to see which weekend would be better. And I always am a person behind middle weekend for the Gold Coast. And I looked it up, and you wouldn't guess what that weekend is.
What?
The long weekend.
What weekend's a long weekend? So I was
middle weekend of the school holidays is the long weekend.
How did that happen?
Weird. It's just how October and September have crossed over midweek. So
bizarre.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's going to cause problems.
Yeah.
And middle week holidays, New South Wales kids are on school holidays too.
Yeah. Problem is that if you were to have a show on that long weekend, it'll clash with you know who.
In some ways, I still reckon that their show needs to sort of move to another school holiday. Personally, it's too much of a clash. Gold Coast only works that time of the year. That's the problem.
Not necessarily, but anyway.
Well, we had it in November and it didn't really work too well to our advantage.
What? They didn't advertise. They got pretty good. No advertising. But I wouldn't do November in schoolies weekend. That's just stupid.
If I remember rightly, it was the week before schoolies week we did it.
No. It was the first weekend of schoolies. The prior stuff was before. The other stuff that they were doing.
Hard to find schoolies anyway.
Hey?
Accommodation would be next to impossible.
Accommodation would be a pain in the butt. Yes, definitely. Although there are certain motels that will not take schoolies at all. So R1 is a strict no school. Where we stay is a totally strict no schoolies.
Oh, okay. Because they're in the middle. They're actually in the middle of upgrading for the Commonwealth Games at the moment. They're going through gearing up each of the units because all the units
that's the
individually.
Commonwealth Games is coming up, but that's in August, not September.
August? No, April.
Wrong A month. Sorry, April.
April. Yeah, why did they have their show in April? There we go.
That's funny. So yes, we had a show. It was great. I
Could be better.
I think I still need to get my dinosaurs back.
Poor dinosaurs.
I might just have to send Brick Events the petrol bill at this rate. I know they were holding on to it, thinking that people may not necessarily be reliable, but pretty much everybody said they were.
Well, they keep forgetting Gold Coast is like the big show for us.
Well, it is, and it was a big show packed into a very small space.
But you got to put it in your mind, it is still a 1,000 square meter venue. It's not like we were half the size like when we were on the Sunshine Coast the first year.
No.
And that was only a couple of 100 square meters. It was 400 and something square meters. And ridiculously small.
From what I heard, from all accounts, everybody had a really good time. The new exhibitors, that was their very first time. They had a ball. It was great. It was really, really good from the perspective of people, putting displays together and talking to the public and just really enjoying sharing their hobby. It was fantastic.
But during a total roundup of this year's shows, 100%, I actually enjoyed the regionals this year.
Oh yeah, those are the best.
Actually, personally, I would have loved to see a similar regional as what we did last year with 2 in a row, but more closely together. Would have been a little bit more enjoyable.
That might be a big ask for people who have jobs, Adam.
What? Go home, come back?
Oh, if you've got to potentially work in between them, not everyone can get like weeks and weeks off.
Maybe a smaller contingent going north.
Well, if they're thinking of doing ones, maybe one that's a bit closer to home, and one further away.
Yeah.
So like have the far away one and then travel back and do one a lot closer.
Yeah.
On the way home, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because I know people are asking, are we going back to Bundy? Are we going back to Cairns? Are we going back to Townsville? Well, I don't think Townsville will happen because from all that I've heard, Townsville are pushing to do their own proper show. And I wish them well. But
enjoy the big costs of running a show and advertising.
Yes. And when you've got people like Ryan McNaught and his Brickman show and Wonders of the World and Towers of Tomorrow and et cetera, doing all the rounds on
saturating the market.
Yes, saturating the market on top of all the other Lego businesses that are currently doing, everyone's jumped on the bandwagon. You've got these shows that have been around, some of them for longer than a decade that are, getting impacted by this oversaturation in the market.
Yeah.
When you've got shows that are, established, big, they've been around for that long, and they're seeing a difference in their crowd attendance or how fast their tickets are selling, there's something not right. And it's not just simply people don't have the money to go because, you're talking about places where they advertise months and months and months in advance.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But going back a few years now, I think when they started doing regionals, it was sort of hit and miss. Sadly, they went too big for Townsville the first year.
Townsville was good.
Yeah. Well, what I mean big, I mean they went for a very expensive and big venue.
Yeah, but it wasn't expensive for them because they were doing renovations and stuff. So, if you were to go back there, you wouldn't do that same venue because you couldn't afford it. You would just do what we do with the other ones, go to a showgrounds.
Well, surprisingly, a lot of the showgrounds are good up north, exception of Cairns.
Cairns. Yes. Cairns.
Rockhampton venue I felt was quite good.
Rockhampton venue was excellent, except for when the wind blew when we were setting up and it knocked over the partition.
Oh, yeah.
But that was partly because the people that put them up didn't actually put them up properly.
Yeah, I know the guy who is the the hire manager or whatever the depot. He came out. He was really angry at the workers. They missed hinges. They missed brackets. There should have been supports on both sides.
All I can say is just as well for the breeze, because if that had fallen over while crowd was in there, potentially hitting somebody was not good.
Well, see, half the problem too is they had that other roller jaw over our side was open at the same time.
Oh yeah, but it was warm at the time.
It swung the blade wind through real quick. So, but overall, traveling wise, I know you did the slack way and went up by plane, but
it was not traveling. We still have to get up early in the bloody morning, and because they are running around trying to find what is it that we've forgotten this time. I don't usually get to sleep until really, really wee hours in the morning after midnight. Then I have to wake up at like 4 o'clock. And no, I don't fall asleep in the car on the way because I'm too wound up and stressed about everything. The airport on time, you've got to check in on time, you've got to, make sure that your baggage isn't too heavy and blah, 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 blah. It's not as slack and easy as you think. And the second that we get there, we're busy, we're helping, we're doing things.
Doing what? We had it all out.
Yeah, well, can't help that you're so organised. But every other show, we're there first.
Well. The thing with Mackay is the bulk of the people who are up there early, we're all the organised people. So we have it all out within minutes. Sadly, the fog let us down up there. Adrian, who's one of the event people, his flight was delayed in, so he took a little while to get over. So by the time he came over, we were almost done. It would have been handy to have him there.
Oh, honestly, you're lucky that we even ended up coming.
Yeah. You're lucky you actually got home.
We got through on a small window of being able to get out of the damn airport.
Yeah. But we're setting up. Me and one of the event organisers, we got down to Pat. He always bails me up. He goes, Adam, come help me. I walk around, we're like directing how to do the tables. Ever since was it Sunshine Coast started this year, we've always done the table layout together.
Yeah,
we know how to do it. Get it out real quick. Because I know the solution. And the funny thing about I'm sitting there, I go, this is not to scale. It's not to scale. And I've always been right this year. We've ended up with massive gaps in areas. I go, we could come a little bit more over this way.
Yeah.
And like there's gaps over a meter wide. And I go, no, a little bit closer together. So you move everything around, you shuffle around, you get it all right. And like you go, holy crap, there's a lot of room. And that's what happened at Mackay. We had so much space. It was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, Mackay was awesome for the space. Yeah. Like, you didn't feel like, although I must admit, walking from one end to the other was a good bit of exercise.
You need a bicycle to ride from one end to the other end. It's so big. Well, actually, put it in your mind. That venue was bigger than the Gold Coast Convention Centre.
Oh, yeah, I believe that.
It was bigger than that. But because it was square, you really you can't feel the difference.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't like about that venue is the big ass fans should be offset.
And for those of you who weren't there, the fans were called big ass
fans.
Literally. As an ass the donkey.
Ass the donkey. They actually have a picture of an ass.
Yes.
Of an ass donkey mule type thing on it. Yeah, it's made. It's a US made fan.
Yeah.
And
but
it's like one
fans you were cool and outside, like especially while the sun was beating down, because it was essentially tin shed.
Yeah.
When you were up against the walls with the radiant heat.
Well, it didn't help our displays were along that wall.
Yeah.
and I felt sorry for Ken, who is one of the organisers, and he runs Print on Bricks. He was up on the far northwest corner all weekend. I felt sorry for him. Gary, he's the other event organizer, got me to get him a fan when I went to get a fan from Bunnings for us.
Oh, that's because I suggested it. Because I was sending...
Oh, my God, it was getting ridiculously hot, especially around the shop. And the only way to cool it down was to open the door, but the door you couldn't keep it open, or someone would try to walk in or walk out.
Yeah.
Trying to explain to people, no, you can't walk out the store. We only got to open the
We're
area.
in the middle of winter and it's hot. What is this? At least it wasn't humid like cans or Bundaberg. Could have been.
But the funny thing about it, you went outside. It's beautiful.
Oh, it was beautiful outside. It was just the fact we were in like a can. But you reminded me of something. What was it? Oh, yes. Because Dinosaur Park hadn't moved in a little while, we'd forgotten that the crates needed a little bit of TLC. That's why you guys went to Bunnings, and then we said, go get fans.
Yeah.
Still waiting to get my crates home.
Thank God that I had drills and drill bits and the screws and everything. That was just luck that I was prepared. That's the first show I've ever been over-prepared. Compared to the last show, oh my God, everything went wrong. I went, oh no, everything would be fine. So I left all my soldering equipment, my screwdrivers, anything to fix the point control computer behind Mum's display. I left them all at home thinking, oh, it's fine. It worked fine up at Mackay. But I should have clicked the minute Dad put it in. He hit the box really hard against the side of the ute.
Yeah.
And I think he's knocked something loose and it short-circuited it and it just wouldn't boot up. So I was in total meltdown on Friday. Okay.
So Adam,
I put a lot of work into getting it going, and that's the annoying thing about it.
So Adam, getting back to trying to be a bit educational, topical here, what would be your top 5 tips for newbies that are doing shows? Absolutely, what you need to do to be successful at your first show?
Well, number one, prepare for anything to happen, 100%. From your display falling apart, dropping your display, or even knocking over your display, aka Declan.
Yes.
Especially when you put your displays up on risers, what don't have a way of locking the table in position. A button the wrong position, bye-bye table.
Yeah.
Luckily, it just slid off. It wasn't a total...
So in a general sense, be prepared for things. So I usually bring things like spares of stuff. Also, if I want to add new things, because I don't have room at home to build quite often, I'll just take it and add extra bits while I'm there, while I'm setting up.
Same as if you run trains. Make sure you take extra straights and curves because you don't know what happens to them. I actually came up short this show. Sadly, I cleaned my box out before I left, and I didn't put parts back, and one of my boxes has all my spares in, I left behind. So make sure to take spares of everything you think you'll need, important, including spare train motors, spare battery boxes, even extra batteries.
Oh, definitely extra batteries. And things like extra train tracks if you're running track is a good idea because sometimes if you've had it in the heat somewhere, it can expand and contract and won't go back together properly.
Moving back to the batteries, another tip: don't use rechargeables. 100%.
Oh yeah,
100%. Can I just say something first? Yeah. Batteries work on what they call milliamp hours. Rechargeable milliamp hours are very low, especially in the AAAs, where only around roughly 800 milliamp hours. If you go with a good alkaline battery, preferably, my suggestion, if you're here in Australia, J-Car Eclipse brand. They have been the best battery I've used for the past 3 show years, and I have not used more than 2 sets per battery item for the whole weekend. Best batteries you can get. the cheapest batteries that come in packs of 40. You look at, was it under $20 for both AA's and AAA's? The cent per battery price is worth it. 8 hours running time has been perfect. I have actually squeezed another 3 hours out last show on my train. So I think I only use 2 sets of my AA's on my Horizon Modified.
Yeah.
I don't use AAA's. I use the AA battery boxes for the Technique vehicles and that. A lot better run times. AAA's, same. Stick with the Clips brand from J-Car here in Australia. But be cautious around the expensive brands. They might say, oh, they're good, they're great, but the price per battery is not worth the effort of investing in something what is worth X amount of dollars to find out halfway through the show you didn't invest in enough batteries.
Okay, we got a question in the chat. Benzie is asking, how does the Lego rechargeable battery pack go? Honestly, I've never used one.
Not worth the money. Very expensive. And when the, okay, it's a lithium base. You got to put in your minds with the lithium batteries, as they get older, the battery lifespan, it sinks down in its times, and it's usually not as worth. I've seen people with those batteries have given up on them because they take too long to recharge again. They're not as fast as like a phone with a fast charger.
If you're running trains like all day from say 9 to 4, 9 to 5, whatever, that's a long time to have something running consistently. You need something that you can change out, and having multiples of the Lego rechargeable battery, it's a big outlay.
Put it down. If they're still around, I haven't seen them online in a while. They're roughly around $100 a pop. And you add up, you need minimum of 2 per show day. You have to recharge those. And note, the price you pay doesn't include the charger. So you have to pay out another $49 for a charger as well.
Yeah.
So you're limited on how long you can charge it for, or if you can get a battery charge, because the lithium batteries in them are not as fast as, like, let's say, my Motorola phone here is on a quick charge.
Yeah.
And it can charge within, 2.5 hours.
It's like a trickle battery type thing. It takes a while to charge up. All right. So our tips are: be prepared for pretty much anything. Buy batteries from J-Car. What's 3?
Yeah.
What's tip 3?
I think tip 3 with you, and if you traveling, I reckon you've got a few good tips.
Yeah. Oh, you mean traveling tips? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Depends on what sort of show you're traveling to and what you're taking.
Well, a good example, going down to Melbourne.
Brickvention? Brickvention too. Okay,
you know more about that type of traveling?
Okay, so traveling, if you're traveling to a show far away and you're not freighting your stuff and you need to take it in your luggage, it's hair-raising activity, because you have to watch them put your luggage on the plane and take it off again. So pack it very well, pack it even better than that, and then pack it some more. So if you look on my channel, Aussie Brick Chick, you'll see I have a packing guide that shows you how to pack into a box. I suggest cling wrap, keeps all the parts to each individual mock together, then bubble wrap, and then box it. Then put it in your luggage, pack your clothes around it, give it as much padding as you can. And yeah, try and take as little as possible, because I know I had another friend who took something quite, a lot more sizable, ended up in many pieces. Luckily, he had a lot more days there before show day than we did. But we rocked up, some minor assembly. Stuff arrived pretty much in one piece. Even the one that I made that was a bit dodgy and all like, you know, cobbled together base. But yeah, if you're going to Brickvention, I would suggest try and keep it small, keep it simple. But
unless you're prepared to drive the distance.
Yeah, unless you're prepared to drive the distance and take a week off work plus, you know, and then some. But as for just general tips, make sure you know your flight times, get there heaps early. Always assume that there's going to be a line up, that something's going to go wrong. Be prepared.
Scope the local transport as well.
Yeah, like decide how you're getting there. So if you're taking your car, book your car parking beforehand. So all you have to do is go bip in, park, go. We'd not really, like when we went to Melbourne, we hadn't really traveled on very many planes at that point. So we almost, well, actually, we had started checking in and we checked ourselves in, but hadn't checked our baggage in quick enough. So we had, we had our tickets, but our baggage wasn't checked in yet because we didn't understand how it all worked. And we made the mistake of staying in line and looked at the time and, oh, shit. And we popped out and checked in on the self-check-ins. And then by the time we went to try and check in our baggage, it said, you can't do that. I'm like, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. So be early, be super, super early, because it's better to be early and checking your luggage and go sit down somewhere, have a coffee or something. We had far too tight a deadline to get to the airport. We hit traffic. Even though we seem to give ourselves plenty of time, give yourself more. When we're coming back, let's just say that we went to the airport much, much, much sooner than we needed to and killed a lot of time there. Yeah. Because paranoid.
Okay, I've got one more little suggestion. Years and years of doing shows now, I've learned a lot with leveling displays, and in the current year, I changed my displays. I've gone back to old-fashioned. I do put everything away individually after a show, but in a rolling box. But I use 2 doors, 2 standard size interior doors, painted black, sit on my thing, and my little tip, use an angle bracket on the edges. Perfect flat table every show. So if you're running like trains or something that has to be perfectly level, or have a front and the back table where a joint, use a door. My little tip for shows this year, and 100% putting those brackets on has made my display run perfectly every show. And it's a lot more versatile and easy to level out, because the back table can be higher than the front table and it's still level because the brackets hold the doors together.
They're never flat. They're never the same. You know, matching them up. I know that the Gold Coast was an absolute nightmare. I got to the point where it was just like, I'm done. Threw my hands up in the air and just went, okay, Lego gods, you win today.
No. Ever since I thought of that idea, I was walking through Bunnings, I saw the brackets. I went, I'm going to try something new.
You're going to have to do a tutorial explaining this for people so that they can see what you mean.
The bracket system is the best way. Perfect flat tabletop.
To be honest,
I could get away with actually having it on one table if I wanted to. Is that strong?
Is that strong? Yeah. The good thing about doors, and like we use doors on our dinosaur pack. I think we used doors before you did, but you had the idea.
Yeah, I was the one who passed the idea on.
Doors are nice and structurally sound, but they're also a lot lighter than a piece of wood that you know would be of that thickness. Like, you know, a door has width to it as well, so you know it just gives you more play with keeping everything level too.
And the doors can be a bigger dimension than the tables, meaning your display fits a lot better than on a straight on the table too.
Yeah, that's the one thing I've noticed is your standard like Bunnings table. Okay, for people who don't know what Bunnings is, it's just a hardware store. So like, you know, just a standard market table type thing that's like 6 foot does not sit, like you either end up with a lot less on it than you want, or you have overhang, and then in the case of like Sean's Minecraft display, we need to get doors. His overhangs because, you know, you have to fit all the stuff that you want to fit in it, and it ends up sort of
overlapping.
No, just falling apart at the ends because of the way that it's built with brick, because it's brick built.
Well, the door dimensions I'm using are actually wider than the ones we originally got for your dyno display. They're actually 88 millimeters, 180. No, sorry. 88 centimeters. 88 centimeters.
Oh, they're
deep.
wider, the wider ones.
Yeah. And they are so much better. They're worth the $30 investment, minus I did get one for $10. Just because it had the tiniest little chunk out of the corner.
So what's your last tip? What's your last tip?
Tip. Let's think. Okay.
Can't think of anything?
Try and think. I'm running through my head what happens over the weekend.
All right. I'll give you one tip of mine, and you can give you one tip of yours. My tip is do not show by yourself. Take a friend, unless you know somebody else that's also taking a display that will be beside you, but you most likely will not get that unless you both put your application in together and say, we are one exhibit. Always take a buddy. Doesn't matter if they don't like Lego. You just need a body, a warm body, anybody. Even a kid that can pay attention is enough to watch it so that you can go pee. You can go get food. You won't always have access to volunteers that will help take over and look after your display. This helps to stop thefts being so often, like with eyes on the display at all times. And yeah, like I said, you'll still make friends with people and do stuff and all that, but yeah, it's too stressful to do it by yourself. Like my family, there's how many of us? 5? 6? Seven. Oh, who did I not count?
Declan, maybe?
Ah, yes. No, I counted Declan. I just obviously I skipped someone somewhere.
Maybe our grandmother.
Maybe. But
she sometimes is a bit of hindrance as well.
Oh, you might watch this one day. Does she even know what YouTube is? Oh, good. How old is she now? Is she, what, 84, 80, 85?
80-something.
80-something. The last time I paid attention was 83. I'm pretty sure she's older than that now.
Think.
You can't think of anything. Comfy chair, because venue chairs always suck. I've not come across a venue chair that was 100% comfortable. Oh, he's thought of one.
Okay, now this is going back to shipping. Make sure you invest in some additional form of moving your boxes, especially if you have a sizable boxes like what we have. This show, I actually invested in what they call dollies, furniture dollies. I brought 2 cheap ones from Bunnings, $12 each. I whacked them under. They sat perfectly. I was moving, when we were packing out, I was moving 3 displays in one hit with 2 people.
Yeah.
It didn't hardly any weight, anything to it.
Yeah, I don't think they're big enough for our crates, though. We might have to retrofit one for ours. So I was thinking about getting for them to. Like, I was thinking of getting. Sorry.
Just get four of them. Just get four of them if you think they're too big.
Well, yeah, true. What I was thinking of was, while it's here at home, get rid of some of the stuff in the garage and just have it on a dolly in the garage. But then Sean pointed out that there's a dip on the way in and out of the garage.
No problems with dips. No problems with dips.
Little dip didn't.
I had them. No. Hey, Sandbricks. Going up and down the ramp because there was sections where we had to dip down, and there was the blind people braille on the ground.
Oh, okay.
She just went straight across, no problems. Only problem is I learned really quickly, make sure the wheels are facing the right direction and not in a crack. I took a chunk out of one of the wheels.
Ooh.
Trying to push it out of the crack. I didn't realize how deep the crack was.
Once you got the weight on it. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Cool.
When the weight's on it, they don't move. It's just initial putting them on. But overall, using dollies to move the big displays are so much better, much easier, and 100%. If you want to move something that is heavy, even small, get a dolly. They're small, they're compact, they can fit into the car, especially the ones I got. They're $12 at Bunnings.
Yeah, like they're very
worth every cent. Worth every cent.
Job, definitely. And the thing is, too, is that you never know what venues will have available for your use. They might have trolleys of some description. They may not. They may have something that's appropriate for your use.
The reason why I brought him was because of what happened last year. One person decided to use the dolly and ended up walking way out into the car park with the dolly after they were told by the event organisers, when yous are packed, take your gear to the back door and bring your vehicle to the back door. But instead, they took the dolly way out in the far car park, took forever, and I'm sitting around with these big boxes, no way of moving them.
Yeah.
And halfway up a hall.
I must admit, it made setup and pack down really fast for you guys, and you didn't need nobody helps you.
I tell you one thing, they fit it under Sean. They fit it under Sean's boxes perfectly too.
But yeah, people don't.
Here in the background agree.
Yeah. People don't tend to help you and Dad and Mum, but people take pick on me because I'm just so painful to watch.
Yeah. Well, I'll put big thanks out to Billsy. Those few minutes he gave me got us back on track. Sadly, something got everyone sidetracked at the end there, but that was out of our hands. So,
what got everyone sidetracked?
You know, with Mum.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I have to stop and think for a minute there. You're being very covert.
So, as soon as we got back on track, it was quick. Having a drill, that's another thing. If you have to lock up a box, take a drill. Very handy, especially if you are using cabinet bolts. They use Allen key things. Go to Bunnings, spend the $10 to get the kit, and I think Packer was about 10% faster with the drill.
Well, definitely beat me. Although we'll see what it's like when we're back to just doing Dinosaur Park and not 1,000,001 Micropolis blocks.
Yeah.
I'm sort of tempted to go back to having at least one table of Micropolis display set aside for group again next year. But I won't take my whole entire city. I might just take select, like maybe a box
Actually, that's probably maybe Q-Lug needs to invest in one little door for him. Put micropus on. That is hard to do on the tablecloth.
Oh yeah,
that is hard.
Honestly, it bugs me because I spend so much time making everything look nice and getting all the right tiles and stuff and having it so that everything can line up no matter where it is. And then to have a venue table or the tables that Brick Events provides be not matching up. And for other people's displays, it may not make a difference because so many of them are, so many of them these days are crated.
And you can't put down the event organizer. We do, as I'm one of the people who put the tables out. We struggle to match the tables up.
There's only so much you can do.
I'm trying to think. There's 4 different types of tables.
Yeah, when you're dealing with 2 different types of tables, it would
2 different fold-ups, two different fold-ups, and 2 different fixed tables.
Yeah, and
it is hard to match up.
And there's like slight variations in the table height. So
some have bevel, some don't.
Yeah.
If you don't get the right ones, it's horrible.
If you find yourself in a situation where you have got varying heights, you can stick like bits of cardboard or whatever underneath your base plates or whatever it is that's the base of your display and try and level it up. But it's so much work.
Yeah. Only other little tip, if you take your own tables to these shows, make sure you don't use beveled tables. Especially if you're planning. Especially if you're trying to put your display straight on top of the table. Beveled tables are your worst nightmare.
Yeah, hard.
Beveled tables are fine if you got a board over the top or something.
And the problem is that all my tables are beveled because that's all I've been able to find.
So it's horrible. It's horrible. I don't know who invented the bevel table, but it's horrible. Seriously horrible.
Probably because it looks nice with a tablecloth on it, but that's about it. I was going to
say it's not even if you see it under the tablecloth.
Oh no! I mean,
it
makes the tablecloth fall a bit nicer because the edge is beveled. But anyway. Yeah. So there we go. We got to our 5 tips plus extra.
I think I got 6. 7 actually.
5 tips plus extras. Extra. If you have any exhibitor tips from shows that you do, comment below, share them. Adam may steal your ideas for a future video. It's all in the aid of educating the newbies, the people that are new to this.
Geek.
Hey, I was a noob once. I have photos to prove it. and then I was a little bit more than a noob and a little bit more. I don't know what I am now. I'm no expert. But I've lost through
an old noob.
Hey, I'm
an old noob.
I'm an old noob.
Don't worry, I'm still clueless with a lot of things these days.
Oh look, nobody can be an expert on everything, but I would hope that I know a bit about some things. Anyway, we should probably wind this up.
Yeah, no. We did start a little bit late, so in true terms, we're right on schedule finishing up tonight. So thank you for who was here? I forgot. Keith.
Our friend from Keith.
Yeah, surprisingly, no one tripped over the extension cord tonight.
Yeah.
Poor Mount Isa. Oh, poor Mount Isa.
Never mind.
Thank you to my sister Aussie Brick Chick for coming again. She didn't really need to come. I would have been all right.
Oh.
And I'm sorry we
pretty good
ratted a little bit. Sorry that we ratted on a little bit at the end, but
hey,
it's good to talk a bit about shows and that towards the end of the show.
Yeah,
just to keep it a little bit lively. So, and it's still quite been slow with Lego news. I've been lucky to find 2 news articles every time I come on. Maybe towards Christmas, maybe a few more exciting ones will come up because start of the new releases information will start coming out and we can talk a bit more. Hopefully, maybe a roller coaster next year, guys. So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I tell you one thing: if there was a roller coaster come out next year, I will be buying one.
Yeah, what's the next best thing to monorail?
Hey, personally, especially if you get the parts on bricks and pieces.
Yes, I hope they allow parts on bricks and pieces.
Yeah. Well, they're not licensed thing, so hopefully, maybe this.
I wouldn't even mind if they end up being only purple. I like purple.
Makes no difference. Well, okay. Before we go a little bit over the roller coaster on the Gold Coast, which just opened up. Was it?
I don't know. Whatever the name of it is.
Something Unleashed. Is purple. It is a purple track.
You know.
It is actually a purple track, so it would work. It would work in a roller coaster. So, yeah.
All right.
Well, okay, that's enough. Let's go. I'm tired. Thank you for coming. Hopefully, everything will go well next week. It's not
and
like
we'll have more news.
Well, we got a long weekend coming up, so I'll be stuck up the coast until Tuesday. But hopefully, I'll suss everything out when I get home.
And don't forget to catch me on Friday, TGI Friday.
Yes, TGI Friday. I won't be there because I am going up the coast. I've got a big market weekend ahead.
I might steal you.
No. No, got a lot of things to be done because we've been away for a whole market, so we have to get everything organised again. So
okay.
I would have said yes, but once a fortnight does me. Until then, guys, thank you for coming and watching. Make sure if you come and watch us, hopefully if nothing goes wrong, it's always on Wednesday nights, 7:30 Queensland Brisbane time. Make sure it's Queensland Brisbane time.
Wednesday.
Sometimes we'll start 5 minutes late. Until then, guys, keep on building. Bye.
Bye.